laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch. Oh my god, it isn't a glitch. Are you freaking kidding me? Why? Why would you keep saying that it might have been a glitch? There's no way it's gonna glitch like that. A glitch is like if you freaking jump and you fly through the map or something. A glitch isn't Sonic murdering Tails and Knuckles and everybody. Oh my gosh. Or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke or anything, really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. The next level looked much different. It had the ground of the Scrap Brain Zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark, reddish, cloudy sky, but it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid, just like Tails did, though not as much. More rather, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails and looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway. He ran down the straight pathway in the dark level, and as he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again. Oh my gosh. Then after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible is going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down this blood-stained road, but I still kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black and red eyes, and then red static appeared again. I don't know why he has to keep mentioning that he has black and red eyes. I think we got it by now. When the static vanished, showing nothing but black screen with the text saying, "Found you." I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What was going on? Really, what was going on? This is a good time to ask that. Anyway, red static came again, and then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hills from these Silent Hill ones, not from Silent Hill ones, the Silent Hill. Final boss is playing. Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished in black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit. That terrible laugh went off again. Sorry if I'm sounding a little dramatic. I just think this is so funny. Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and then I made him punch him again. And Sonic vanished, began laughing. Oh my gosh, stop being so repetitive. Knuckles was panicking even more, and even I felt like I was going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles. Another cutscene played as Knuckles fell to his knees and clutched his head sobbing. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. You already said that like 2 seconds ago. And then in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles, and the screen went black with another distorted, screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. So many souls to play with. So little time. Would you agree? What the hell? What is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk me through the game, but I was too scared to think that. Really? You said you were starting to think, and then you say, but you were too scared to think that. That makes so much sense right there. I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second file box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish gray. His dreadlocks were dripping with blood, and his eyes were black and bleeding too. And he had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think that those are the actual characters trapped in those TV screens on the save files, but I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap. Wish I hadn't, because I then began to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, "Help us," and "Why did you give us to him?" and "Run away before he gets you too." Their cries died out as I then heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh. "You're a lot fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long." I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. I don't ever remember this being part of the Creepypasta. "Won't be long now until you join him and all my other friends." I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. I'm sorry, but if I had a dream about Sonic, I probably would not be scared. "You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others." When he grabbed me and I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed, grinning face, I woke up with a fright. After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said ... which I found really freaky, because, you know, ellipses are the most scary thing in the world. This time I was in some kind of hallway. It didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though it has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered, the walls were a dark grayish purple, and with animated candlelights and a few dark bloodstains here and there. And there was a dark red curtain hanging above the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly. But whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant, a piano playing a rather sad yet peaceful song. But I knew better. This was a song that played in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I left him standing. He turned his head to the left and then to the right, at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he has no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going on, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation, you know, when you've beaten him and at the end of the classic Sonic game and you chase him, as we continued going through the hallway. My headset's falling off. Then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls have gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. Why is it in present tense? Then we landed onto another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs. Down. Yep, that makes sense. This one was much longer. It took at least 1 full minute. And then I heard the horrid Kefka laugh again, and then the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. When Robotnik landed onto the third hallway, I noticed he now looked really creeped out. Though he tried to hide it, I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik, the same way he did Knuckles, and then red static. The red static lasted for about 15 seconds. 15 second, not seconds. And you know, I timed it, because that's just something I time. And then it showed me a most unpleasant image. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic. Standing in the darkness where you can only see his face, while his head and torso faded into black. And then when I say hyper-realistic, I mean like he looked so real, you could actually see the lines in his blue fur. As if you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. This guy realizes hedgehogs don't have fur, right? Like they have like pokey quills. His face, oh god, he had the most horrifying smile I'd ever seen. And that's saying something considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes are wide and because it's present tense again, are white and black and once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic because you know everything in Creepypastas are hyper-realistic. And there were two small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the sides of his face like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs, because he's a vampire. Very sharp fangs, much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking. Somewhat yellowish, and from the look of it, he had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs as if he ate some animal. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off of it. I felt as if he was actually looking at me, smiling at me. That face, it just took 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say that he timed it again. Then the screen flickered with red static again, 3 times. And on the third, I heard the Kefka laugh, except this time it sounded distorted. Demonic, even. It went back to the image again. This time, there was the text again, though it was messed up. But it was pretty much one of those horrifying things I looked at since I had this game.
I am God.
It was then that I read that message while looking at Sonic when it hit me. I realized right there and then, this Sonic was a monster. Hold on, I gotta get my dramatic voice on. This Sonic was a monster. A pure, evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, are just his little toys. And the game is the very gateway into his chaotic, nightmarish world and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. This time much louder and distorted, so loud that it hurt my eyes. My eyes? That's not actually what he wrote, but for some reason that's what I read. Hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped and showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear as to God, does this story... Oh, it's almost over. I was just say, God, does this story never end? Was right behind me. Blah, blah, blah. Now sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me. Played again 3 times as I looked at the text in shock and confusion. When I got booted back to the main menu, and this time the third save file had a TV image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull gray, his mustache drooped and had blackened, his glasses broke, and blood is coming from them. Is coming, because, you know, it's present tense again. From them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik and cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they're going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be. Then the computer shut itself off. I didn't turn it back on I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, because, you know, I timed it, horrified by what had just happened. Sonic is the very okay, gotta get my dramatic voice on, guys. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one, and then, when he gets bored, he drags you into the game. Literally, oh, I think I broke my headset. Oh well. Literally drags you to hell. When where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there. But at least I managed to turn it back on now. Didn't he say he downloaded the game? So why is the disc still in there? After I sat there for 15 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me. Like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under its eyes. Oh yeah, there we go, the best creepypasta in the whole freaking world, man. I'm sorry, but the plushie thing, that is literally the worst ending to anything in the history of ever. So I really, really hate that plushie thing. Like, why a plushie? That's like the least scariest thing in the world. Because, you know, plushies are so cute, you know, fluffy and adorable, even if it does have bloodstains under its eyes. Okay, let's read a few comments, as always. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. Sure, because everyone is a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Exactly what I said! So this is where Sonic.exe went. Good. The fate of the player of Sonic.exe. Never play that game ever. Okay. Say pixelated again. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say pixelated one more damn time. A pixelated and then there's a comment on there. A pixelated version of that creepy song, he says. Doesn't he know the proper terminology would be an MIDI version of the creepy song? Or something along those lines. Nice Pulp Fiction reference. And then, here's another comment. And Tails' doll is gone on Creepypasta Wiki. And there's a response. What did you expect? Shitty cliche stories are getting removed from Creepypasta Wiki. No big deal. And someone said, not a troll pasta. Put it back on normal creepypasta now. And then someone said, no, agreed, no. But why tis pasta is genius, and he sounds like a lolcat. A true magnum opus of literature. 1!11. I'm guessing he's you know, making a joke. You know, those tis pasta is genius jokes are really getting old. We get it. You think that all Sonic.exe fans are morons that can't even spell right. Stop spamming it everywhere. And then someone put this funny picture of a no. And then he says, I'll make it loud and clear. Since your butthurt fans can't get over the fact that Sonic.exe is horrible. Wait, who is this? Huh. Anyway. And then some guy says, but it sucks. Never. This pasta is horrible with a capital H. Why? Here is why. It's a full cliche and overall not even unnerving. No, someone posted a link to something, to a YouTube video. 9, get over it. It's there and it stay there. Your threats and orders don't change anything. And then some looks like... I can't read it. I can't read what that one says. Think of the bright side, you guys. If this story wasn't written, you wouldn't have the hilarious reviews, i.e. bullshit creepypasta story time, the entertaining comments, and of course, the funny behavior of the author. Which, I guess this is, nor would we have this or this. Your mileage may vary. Okay, I have to click on this. What is this? Oh man. It's a fucking fan fiction. I'm probably sure it's probably making fun of it, but I'm not even gonna bother. But anyway, I think I'm probably gonna do this in 2 parts because this has come out really long. So, I don't necessarily know how I'm gonna split it. I'll probably split the story like right in the middle, so each will be around 20. The second half might be around 30 minutes long. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to read some stuff that the author posted. That is one reason why I really do not like this story, because the author is full of himself. Dang it, why did I post the... no, never mind. Okay, and then he posted on furaffinity.net. So he's apparently a furry. Not that there's nothing wrong with, or not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying. And then, he's trying to talk about, you know, I'll just read it. I never kept count. You guys all remember my creepypasta smash hit Sonic.exe, right? And then he has a link to it, which is no longer active because it's not on the Creepypasta wiki anymore. Well, I've been looking at all the stuff the fans have made over the months since the pasta was made, and I don't know, I feel like that my pasta has gained this much popularity. I think the fans deserve the right to know the truth about my pasta, why I made it, what the creature in the pasta he doesn't put really, he puts really is, stuff like that. So here, he doesn't say here it goes, he says so here goes. About a year ago, my pasta simply started off as a creepy edited image of the first Sonic game. Let's look at that image, and it's the normal Sonic.exe image. And as I realized the potential this pasta had, I realized that nobody was going to make a creepypasta like mine anytime soon. How different it would be than all the others, having nothing that was satanic or typically paranormal. So I got to work on making the pasta because I knew that I was the only one who could actually bring something new to the table of creepypasta, something different. And in turn, you created a monster. I, of course, yeah, because he's the only one that could ever think of this bullshit. Oh my god. I, of course, never really knew how popular my pasta would be until I started noticing fan art on DeviantArt. Boy, did that bring a smile on my face. Now that you know why I made Sonic.exe, I bet you're all asking the same question. What is Sonic.exe? No, I'm not really asking that. Your story is not deep enough for me to have that kind of question. And I don't mean the pasta in general, but like the titular character of the story. I'm surprised he knows what titular means. Many of you fans speculated that he was God, Satan, or a really powerful demon from hell. No, that's not what I speculated. And all your interpretations of my creation have amused and entertained me. Dance, my little puppets, dance. But I can assure you that Sonic.exe is none of those things. In fact, he isn't even a creation of God or the devil. He is an entirely different entity. One that created itself. Yeah, because that's happened. Then he has this really long paragraph explaining that, that he's kind of a in-between between both God and the devil, which honestly, you can't really put him in that in-between, because people are basically the in-between, and he is not a godly-like thing. He's demonic. In any choice of the words, he is a demon, whether he be serving the devil or not. And so therefore anything this guy says is bullshit. because there's nothing like that that could be an in-between. But he goes on to say that he does some of the things he does to piss off both God and the devil. And this guy, I don't think he knows anything. You know, even though he wrote this, I can't really see why he would I can't really see where he's coming from with this, because I don't know, I guess maybe he can be rebellious or something, but he's still not, he would still be more closely related to evil than to anything that would be good. But basically he's just like this creature ruling over his own realm, and you get that when you read his follow-up to Sonic.exe, and that's even fucking worse, which I will actually do a Crappypasta on that. But dang, that's gonna be it's gonna be hard for me to get through that thing. That thing is terrible. I don't know if you've read it, but Sonic.exe is basically Shakespeare compared to the follow-up to this story. That's how bad I honestly see it. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to read to you guys are by the same, also by the author, that he also posted on furaffinity.net, and this was after his story got removed from the Creepypasta wiki and put on the Troll Pasta one instead. He says, "Attention all fellow Sonic.exe fans. I deeply regret to inform you all that I received some bad news. The admins of the Creepypasta wiki have finally decided to delete Sonic.exe off of the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written and had too many cliches and was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta. Bull friggin' horseshit. As you can see, I am furious with the fact that my masterpiece, which has won the hearts and millions and has has made a massive impact on the internet, is being brought down by a bunch of jealous, arrogant, retarded furry haters. That's right, they are furry haters because they don't like Sonic.exe. Damn. But that does not mean I'm just going to sit down and take this lightly. Nope, 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 nope. They have been messing with the bull, and now they've galled out the horn. Listen, everyone, I need your help with this. We are at war here. I want every Sonic.exe fan who is reading this to get the word out. I want you to tell every other Sonic.exe fan out there, every fanatic, every artist, every follower of my creation about this. Tell your friends who are also Sonic.exe fans if they have to. What? Tell them, Zoe, stop. Sorry, my cat. Tell them we have to keep the spirit of Sonic.exe alive. Make more fan art. Make more videos. Block the haters. Push Sonic.exe like you never have before. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting way too in this. Oh my god, I lost my place in my excitement. I honest to God have no idea where I was at. Tell your friends who wants to tell them we have to keep the spirit of Sonic.exe alive, blah blah blah. I honestly, okay, I found it. Build websites dedicated to his greatness. Whatever you got to do to keep him alive and strong, just do it. The deletion of Sonic.exe from the wiki is but a minor cut on our flower of greatness, my friends. And that cut has done nothing but further the spreading, and we are the pollen of this flower. We need to prepare for our victory over the haters. The haters need to bleed for their crimes. Rejoice, my fellow Sonic.exe fans. Our glorious little hellspawn shall have the laugh yet. This will be his ultimate victory, the absolute subjugation of the internet itself. But you did it, and I love you for it. Oh my god. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That guy got way too intense there, man. And that's one reason why I hate him. He kind of acts like his story is the greatest thing that to mankind has ever seen. And it's not. It's not that bad of a story. I mean, it's got a lot of cliche, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. And it apparently isn't good enough to stay on the Creepypasta wiki. But, good God, man, calm down. Calm down. It isn't... Zoe, stop! It isn't that big of a deal. Like, I'm sorry your story isn't good enough to stay on the Creepypasta wiki with everybody else's. Because... I don't know. You just need to calm down, bro. We're not starting a war over your fucking creepypasta, okay? Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm sorry to the people that like Sonic.exe. I myself don't necessarily hate it. I mean, the only reason it's even getting its own Crappypasta instead of a regular creepypasta reading is because I wanted to share this guy's rant, and I do find it very cliche, and I kind of like, I guess I like to make fun of it, but it's okay to like Sonic.exe. There's no reason in that, even if everyone else says it's terrible. Like, just like what you want. And if I offended you by insulting it or acting dramatic or making fun of it or telling that guy to calm down in any way, I'm sorry. Just like I'm sorry if I offended anyone that had to do with my other two Crappypastas. What was it? Beware Omegle and Jeff the Killer. They all have potential. They just need to realize it, and they need to live up to it. If we're going to have these creepypastas that are as popular as Sonic.exe, as popular as Jeff the Killer is, we need them to be written well, to represent what the creepypasta community has to offer. We cannot have this crap. Like, we cannot have something that's so cliche and so just illogical to be so popular, to show the world what creepypastas are. We need something more than that. And I feel like maybe if they're rewritten, like, at least with the sense of, with the fact that there's less typos, there's less, if it made a little bit more sense, like, it would be okay to be put on the Creepypasta wiki. But as of right now, these stories, as popular as they aren't enough to... I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. But I admit that I do kind of disagree with Sonic.exe not being on the wiki, because it is a popular part of the creepypasta community, and therefore it should be represented as one. And it's not being represented on the Trollpasta wiki. It's not a Trollpasta. I don't know why any story that is not deemed good enough to be on the Creepypasta wiki, but is still a creepypasta, gets put on there. That's not what a Trollpasta is. They're not Trollpastas. I feel like we kind of need our own wiki in a way. I shouldn't be getting into a rant about the wiki, because I have a very conflicted opinion about the wiki in itself, and I'm not going to get into it on this. But anyway, Sonic.exe is an story in my opinion, and I do like to make fun of it because it's so easy to. But the guy, the author, needs to just chill the fuck down. Your story isn't God's gift to mankind, bro. I'm sorry. Nice try, though, I guess. Your second story is not as good, and I will be reading that next time. But for now, I'm Midnight Siren. Like, comment, subscribe for more creepypastas, crappypastas, video game conspiracies, and urban legend files. I will see you guys next time. Wow, I didn't touch my computer for so long, it was starting to fall asleep.